Let's talk about administrative closure, okay? What is administrative closure and how can you benefit from it and how can you make your case? Three things, right? The first thing is, what is administrative closure? Administrative closure is a procedure, right? By which you ask the court to put your case on pause, remove it from the active docket, so that you can figure out your possible solution later on. But in the meantime, they remove it from the active docket, and that way you keep your work permit so that you can figure out some other solutions later on. Okay, that's number one. Number two, why do you need it? Well, you need it because if you have a weak case, for example, with asylum, and if the order you remove is going maybe to create extreme hardship on your U.S. citizen child who are still younger, you want administrative closure so that you can keep your work permit as a main provider of the family, okay? And how do you make your case? Well, there are standards by which we go by, okay? Because in the U.S. we follow case law most of the time, right? We follow the statutes too, but we mainly follow case law that establishes standards to follow for each relief that we're seeking. For example, administrative closure, we have a case that has already established a standard. Is the matter of Vacan Avitisian. This case was decided in 2012. This case overruled matter of Gutierrez, okay? So, and the case says this: there are 6 things that you have to establish when you're seeking administrative closure. Number one, what is the reason administrative closure is sought? I've already given you possible reasons. I'm gonna reiterate again. Number one, the reason is because you want to be removed from the active docket so that you can figure out a solution that is pending somewhere with USCIS or just pending somewhere, okay? In the meantime, you can keep the work permit because you are the main provider in the family. Number two, the basis for any opposition to administrative closure. You have to talk about the basis for opposition. If they're going to oppose it, what are the basis for the opposition? Number three, the likelihood that the respondent will succeed on any petition or application or other action he or she is pursuing outside of removal proceedings. Now, you, the respondent, that you're in front of the court, you have to show that you have more chance to succeed, or you more likely are going to succeed with other action that you're taking outside of removal proceedings, okay? That could be like your case is pending with USCIS, I-130 petition is pending with USCIS, U visa is pending with USCIS, T visa is pending, VAW is pending with USCIS. Those are the likelihood of success for the respondent, okay? Number four, the anticipated duration of the closure. For example, if you are waiting for, let's say, I-130 pending, it could be for 2 years, right? At least minimum 2 years for you to get that I-130 petition approved. So you have to tell them how long it's gonna take. You're anticipating at least 2 years, okay? Number five, the responsibility of either party, if any, in contributing to any current or participated delay. Party contribution to the delay. So let's say USCIS take too long, then you have to tell, well, it's not your fault because you filed, but USCIS takes forever to decide on a petition. For example, if it's a U visa, they take at least 4 years, right? That's their responsibility. And then number six, lastly, the ultimate outcome of removal proceedings. So if the removal proceedings, they're going to order you remove, it's going to hurt you, right? That's why you want them to just post the case allow you time to figure out a solution outside of removal, then come back to them to recalendar so that you can do whatever you were doing there so it can work. So basically you're asking them to find a way to work out a solution for you. In the meantime, if they can pause the case, you are going to come with a solution. So that's administrative closure. And why is it really needed? It's needed in weak cases, period. If the case is weak, you should ask for administrative closure. Specifically, if you have other ways to find a solution. Let me give you a specific example. Let's say you have a spouse who's a lawful permanent resident, okay? And you file I-130 with USCIS. You know that lawful permanent resident, you cannot adjust status. You have, if you find yourself already in removal, you cannot adjust status because of unlawful presence. So you have to be able to file for a waiver and go outside of the US, right? And we're assuming that exception really don't apply in your particular case. So administrative closure is going to help you to actually put the case on pause, keep your work permit that you're working under, then wait for USCIS first to adjudicate that petition, then for your wife to to become a US citizen, then to go back to USCIS. And as far as to go back to the court, as far as time is concerned, you have to ask the court at least for 5 years or 4 years and a half, depending on when you file for that, or depending on when you file for that petition, and depending on how long your U.S. spouse has been a lawful permanent resident. Let's say the U.S. spouse is gonna become a U.S. citizen in 3 years. You should ask the court for 3 years. By that time, she become a U.S. citizen, then you'll be able to adjust status here in the US. So that's why you are seeking administrative closure. So we have been successful, really, to be honest with you, in asking administrative closure, case by case basis, of course. And you want administrative closure because when you go back to court to recalendar the case, it doesn't take the court too long to recalendar the case. That's the good news about administrative closure. Because the law allows you to go back to court once you have your solution already figured with USCIS, recalendar the case and put it back on the docket and go back. It doesn't take too long. We've done it with a lot of cases, really, here in the Baltimore area, and we've done it with cases in Boston area too. If you need a consultation, please schedule it again on your own time by using the consultation link in the description box below. Until next time, bye-bye.